Hello, everyone. Ryan Archer, West Ham Fan TV. Now, as you know, we're all in lockdown at the moment. Some of you may know or may not know that I got married in December, and today was a day that I was due to fly to Mexico for my honeymoon. But look, because of the worldwide outbreak of the coronavirus, we're all in lockdown at the moment. So first of all, I hope you're all safe and well. We will get through this, but you know what? I'm not going to let it dampen my mood. You know, I'd love to be flying off to Mexico, 10 nights all inclusive in the sun. But look, it is what it is. So to keep with a Mexican theme, I thought I'd take a little look back at our three amigos, the three Mexican internationals that have played for West Ham during their careers. So I'm going to start off with Guillermo Franco. You all remember him. He joined West Ham. He was the first ever Mexican West Ham player to wear the famous claret and blue shirt. He signed in September 2009 on a one-year deal. He made his debut away at Stoke City in a 2-1 defeat, so not a great start for Franco. He actually scored his first goal in a West Ham shirt in a 2-2 draw away at Sunderland. He actually put us 1-0 up. He put us 1-0 up on the day. The thing is with Franco, you know, he was one of these players that, you know, you could see he had the passion and you could see he had the fight and he loved to play football. And that's what we loved at West Ham. You know, in total, he made 23 appearances for West Ham, only scoring 5 goals. Probably his most famous game in a West Ham shirt was the 5-3 win over Burnley at Upton Park. I mean, you probably all remember that game, 5-0 up, cruising, and then somehow Burnley got 3 goals back. And typical West Ham style. You know, we nearly threw it away. But he was released from the club in 2010, in May 2010. He actually wanted to stay. I actually see a quote from him yesterday saying that the owners actually said to him, bye-bye, Franco, you're not needed no longer. And that sort of sums up our owners, really, even back then. He finally retired from club football in 2013. He finished his career in the MLS for Chicago Fire. But he had a great career for Mexico. You know, the funny thing was he was actually born in Argentina. He moved to Mexico in 2002, and he didn't become a Mexican citizen until 2004. He actually represented Mexico at the World Cup in 2010, where he played all 4 games. He won the 2009 Gold Cup with Mexico. And he also famously scored a goal at Wembley in a warm-up friendly against England for the 2010 World Cup. England won 3-1. But as you can see, Rob Green was in goal that day, so he was scoring against his teammate, soon-to-be teammate at the time. And, I mean, look, overall for Mexico, he played 25 games, 7 goals. Retired from international football in September 2010. So, I mean, when you look back at it, you know, he born in Argentina, you know, and then going on to represent Mexico in a World Cup. You know, he played all 4 games as well. That's massive achievement for any player to represent a country in a World Cup. But yeah, look, I mean, my memories of Franco at West Ham, you know, he, as I said, he had that. You could see he had that fire, that passion. We got him at the end of his career, and it was a bit of a mixed one. But he was the first ever Mexican international to play for West Ham. So, yeah, I mean, moving on, the second player was Pablo Barrera. Now, many of you may remember we signed him in the Avram Grant season. He signed on the 16th of July 2010. It was a 4-year deal. Cost us £4 million. I think there was an option as well to extend his contract. He made his debut versus Aston Villa in a 3-0 loss on the 14th of August. Seems to be the trend with these Mexican players. They don't win on their debuts. He only made 6 league starts for West Ham and never scored. He had a very difficult season at West Ham in his first season. Probably his most standout game for West Ham was the 4-0 win over Man United in the League Cup quarter-final in the snow. Some of you may, well, we'll all remember that game. What a night that was. But yeah, I mean, it was a very difficult season for him. He was relegated, obviously. When I think back of Pablo Barrera, I see him as he had pace. He was a skillful winger, but I just thought he was too lightweight for the Premier League. He lacked the final ball and finish. You know, we obviously got relegated that season. Big Sam took over. He actually made one appearance for us in the Championship. It was on the opening day of the season when we played Cardiff. And once again, we lost 1-0. So overall, you know, he made 14 appearances in the Premier League for West Ham, 5 in the League Cup, 1 in the Championship. His last ever game for West Ham was actually a League Cup game when we was in the Championship, and we lost 2-1 at home to Aldershot. So he didn't have the most standout career at West Ham. He joined Real Zaragoza on a season-long loan. He admitted he struggled to settle in London, personal reasons and the language barrier. And yeah, you know, it was obvious that he was going to leave the club as soon as we went down to the Championship, because he found the Premier League tough. Then the Championship was going to be even tougher. And I just think straight away Big Sam didn't take to him. But looking at his Mexico career, he had a pretty decent Mexico career. You know, 50 appearances for your country, 6 goals. He played 3 games at the World Cup in 2010. He also won the Gold Cup in 2009 and 2011 with Mexico. So, as I said, he had a pretty decent career with Mexico. You know, 2 Gold Cup wins, which is massive. And same as Franco, to represent your country at a World Cup is everyone's dream. It's what you grow up as a boy dreaming of, playing for your country and playing at a World Cup. So as I said, you know, 50 appearances, 6 goals. He had more success with Mexico than he did West Ham. But yeah, as I said, you know, my memories of Barrera, when I first see him, I remember we got him in that pre-season game and he looked lively. And, you know, that season was just under Avram Grant. Everyone struggled and we got relegated. And yeah, that was the end of Barrera's career in England. Moving on to probably the most, I wouldn't say the most famous Mexican of all time, but Mexico's all-time top goal scorer, Javier Hernández. You know, what a player he was. You know, I was so excited when we signed him, you know, also known as Chicharito, which means Little P. He joined the club on the 24th of July in 2017 for an undisclosed fee, rumoured to be around 16 million on a 3-year deal. Once again, which is the trend, he made his debut at Old Trafford, his former club, and we lost 4-0 on the opening day of the season. You know, as I said, it's a bit of a trend with these Mexican players at West Ham, is that they don't win on their debut. But, you know, a week later, we played Southampton away and he scored his first 2 goals for the club. You know, I was at the game and you can just see, you know, he's a natural finisher, and that was what we was lacking at West Ham. And I was so excited when we signed him, you know, to think that we was going to have Javier Hernández, who's played for some massive clubs, including Man United, Real Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen. You know, to get him was unbelievable. But he struggled to stay in the first team under 3 different managers, Slaven Bilic, David Moyes, and Pellegrini. You know, and probably the most standout game I remember for Hernández when we beat Huddersfield last season 4-3, and he come on and scored 2 goals, including the winner in stoppage time. And it was, yeah, it's just he's just struggled at West Ham. It was I did feel a bit sorry for him because I felt he deserved more opportunities in the first team, and I think this season, you know, we got a glimpse of it. An opening game in this, well, beginning of the season when he scored his last goal for the club at Brighton away when he linked up with Haller, and I thought that would have been the start of a good relationship. But I think he wanted to leave the club. He wasn't enjoying himself. Eventually, he did leave the club in September 2019. You know, he joined Seville. But yeah, for West Ham in total, he scored 60. He made 63 appearances, scoring 17 goals in all competitions. As I said, he left the club in September 2019 to go to Spain. He wasn't there long. He made 15 appearances for Seville, scored 3 goals, and then eventually he joined LA Galaxy in January 2020 on a 3-year deal, and he become the highest paid player in the MLS. 2 appearances so far. You know, obviously, we know what's going on with football at the moment, but as I said, that's so far. He's going to go on and he's going to score loads of goals, and I think he's going to see out his career on a high in the US of A. But when you talk about Hernndez, you know, you think of Mexico and what an absolute legend he was for Mexico. He made his debut versus Colombia in September 2009. It was a 2-1 loss, but what a career he's had for Mexico. You know, he won the Gold Cup in 2011 and 2015. He actually won the Golden Boot in the Gold Cup 2011 with 7 goals in the competition. He made his World Cup debut in 2010 versus South Africa, who were the hosts at the time. So it was a massive game. It was a 1-1 draw. And funny enough, he actually replaced Franco in that game in the 73rd minute. He played in the 2014 and 2018 World Cup, and he's the 3rd Mexican player in history to score in 3 World Cups. In total for Mexico, I mean, what a career. 109 appearances, 52 goals. He is the all-time top goal scorer for Mexico, and I think it's easy to say that he is an absolute Mexican legend. I mean, every time you talk to someone from Mexico, you know, you mention Hernndez, you know, they have a little smile on their face. He's an absolute legend out there, and it's a shame. It's an absolute shame that it didn't work out for him at West Ham. But yeah, I mean, look, that was just a quick video to look back, you know, at the three amigos, as I titled the video, that have represented West Ham. So give me your thoughts and your memories on Franco, Barrera, and Hernndez as well. You know, especially Hernndez. I mean, do you think that he was harshly treated at West Ham? Should he have been given more chance? Should we have kept him this season? And yeah, I mean, as I said, I was due to fly to Mexico today, but it is what it is. You know, the coronavirus is worldwide and it's affecting everyone. So, you know, I will, once we're through this, you know, every day is another day closer to beating this virus. And yeah, just stay at home and everything, you know, keep safe. And as I said, I will have my Mexico honeymoon later on in the year, maybe next year now. But as I said, I love Mexico. I've been fortunate enough to go there twice. Got some great memories there. So yeah, look, I'll leave that there. You know, this was just a little video, you know, to look back on the 3 Mexicans that have played for West Ham. So as I said, you know, stay safe, keep well, and as always, keep subscribing to the channel. We've got loads of videos coming up, trying to keep you sort of entertained during this difficult time. But yeah, keep subscribing. Obviously, we've got the Patreon. All the details are in the description below. And I'll leave that there. One thing left to say, come on, you Irons.